a bit of a while, we're back, and we are finally filming things that piss me off. I've actually been postponing this video for a while because I just didn't have the motivation. But right now, I'm homesick. So I was thinking, you know what a better time to do this. I said that, I fucked that up so bad. Here we're gonna be talking about some things that piss me off. And before we get into this video, if you do these things, I'm judging you significantly. Not you as a person, I'm judging your interests, because that's like a little, a couple things in here are like very targeted to people that I know, and I don't think it's anyone that watches my videos. So guys, just don't tell anyone I said these things. If you know me in real life, don't tell anyone I said these things. And depending on who you are, you might be able to figure out who I'm talking about. And if you can, don't tell them I said these things. Please don't. I am trusting you with my life. Please don't. Moving on. Okay, so the way that this video is going to be set up is the first 4 that I'm doing are going to be people that are very targeted. And the last 3 are not targeted. It's just people that piss me off. So we'll separate into sections. I'll put like a little fancy little thing in there to let you know when it switches, because I can. Sorry about that. I look dead. Oh my god, I literally look like a clown in real life, but I look great in camera. Oh my god, what's going on? To start us off, we're going to be talking about girls who can't shut the fuck up about guys. The specific people I'm talking about is girls that are just like obsessed with their boyfriend. And it's like, I swear, if I hear the words, I miss my boyfriend, in a 5-mile radius, I'm going to be on national news. It's not even that. It's like those girls who have like rosters on Snapchat, and they're like adding like 40 different guys at the same time and talking to all of them at the same time, and then being like, oh yeah, like he's cute, but like this other guy is a lot. Like, dude, I am all for girls supporting girls, but if you do that, you're a bit coquette. Oh, it just pisses me off because like all they ever talk about with their friends is like this guy that they're talking to, or like the 5 guys they're talking to. And then I get to be friends with those girls. Somehow, that's all they ever talk to me about is these guys. I'm like, okay. Hey babe, you can have a personality without having a man. Please, what happened to feminism and feeling empowered as women without a man? Like, it's so tiring because it's like, oh wait, like he's kind of toxic, but he's cute. And like, I'm like, okay, he's toxic. That literally has your answer right there. Wake up and break up. Or more like wake up and stop talking because you can't fucking hold a relationship for your life. The next people I'm going to be moving on to, I know there's one person on my who watches my YouTube videos, and I'm about to talk about this next person. This is not about you, girly, because I know that when I start talking about it, you're gonna think it's about you. You know who you are. You're my theater class, babe. You know who you are. This is not about you. This is not about you, girl. Girls who used to be a part of the LGBTQ+ community and have since realized that they are straight and became really religious and started becoming really homophobic. I know this person, or this girl, because, oh, I forgot, she's a girl. She's not trans anymore, she's a girl. Obviously, in 2021, everyone was having their own identity crisis. Because, like, back in, like, 2021, identified as lesbian, non-binary, went by they, them pronouns for a while, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, bet. Come late 2023, she realized she was straight, and that she went by she, her. I'm like, okay, yeah, I am all for self-discovery. If you had your identity wrong, and you realize that you are straight and you are cisgender, good for you. I am so glad that you figured out your identification. I'm so glad, and I will support you through all of it. But you know what's not okay? Whenever you used to identify like that, and then you're going and telling other people that's wrong just because it didn't work out for you. there's a situation that I'm going to talk about. So at my school, there are these kindergartners coming in this school year who identified as they, them. The parents decided not to put them into any gender category and to let them decide on their own. And they requested, not even requested, they required that their children went by they, them. And I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. And there was this whole board meeting about it, saying like, oh yeah, they want to put in gender neutral bathrooms. No, they fucking don't. That was just like a rumor made up to get people stirring. No, all they asked was that their children go by they, them pronouns. And then that stirred up this girl that I'm talking about, saying like, oh yeah, but they're not old enough to decide. And I look at her and I go, exactly. The parents are giving them the choice. I don't understand why it's so hard for you to wrap your head around that. Saying all these things like, oh, well, you know, like being gay is wrong, being really homophobic to me. I was like, dude, you literally used to be one of us. So why are you being a hater? I know a lot of people who did identify as gay and trans back a couple of years ago and now identify as straight and cis now. And they are still very supportive of the LGBTQ plus community. Anyway, people who like just they piss me off. Next category is guys who are obsessed with working out and losing weight. This is very targeted, by the way. Guys that just like have become obsessed with losing weight and working out, honestly, like if you're working on yourself, good for you, honestly. Like honestly, good for you. Keep going at it if that's something you truly enjoy. What's not okay is whenever you start telling other people that they need to have your same lifestyle. For reference, I'm not the skinniest person ever. You know, I'm starting to cut weight, maybe, and it was like starting to like give me these tips on how to cut weight. I proceed to tell him, oh yeah, I have a cardiovascular disorder, so if I try to, I am going to faint. Just making you aware of that. And then I proceed to tell him that whenever I cut calories, it triggers me because I have dealt with 3 different eating disorders in my life and I am still dealing with them. And even that, he keeps on going on about how I can like start cutting my food and stuff like that and like start working out. I'm like, dude, I literally just told you that I struggle with 3 different eating disorders, a cardiovascular disorder, and slow metabolism, and you're still over here telling me that I have to cut weight and that I have to start working out more, knowing damn well that I already have 3 eating disorders, and if I work out, I'm gonna faint! The next topic is people bringing up my ex. So back in like November to February, like that little time thing, I was in a relationship with a guy. We had some religious differences. So that was the main reason we broke up. Nothing big. I'm over it. I was crushed at the time though. And I think people are convinced that because I am so emotional, because that... I'm not even gonna lie, I'm very emotional. Because I was so crushed whenever we broke up, I still haven't gotten over him. And the thing is, I have, like, what is it? It's August. Like, I got over him like 6 months ago. And people think that I haven't. And the thing is, every single time, like, something's going on and he comes up in a conversation, he's like, oh, well, you know, this happened, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know why people are bringing him up around me. I found out that, like, I think in the very beginning of August, I was with a couple of my friends from school, grade lower than me. They're saying, oh, well, you know, like, he has a new girlfriend, right? And I was like, oh, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, it's so-and-so. And I was like, oh, really? They meet at church? Because I connected the dots. I was like, oh, he's Catholic, she's Catholic. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no shit. So, by the way, girl I'm talking about, I love her so much. She's so sweet. Because I know you're watching. And the thing is, like, I don't understand why people are bringing it up around me. And first day of school, literally first day of school, second period, I'm sitting down. And we're talking about, like, oh, yeah, you know, like, she's probably joined the class. His now girlfriend is who I'm talking about. It's like, oh, yeah, she's probably joined the class. And we're like, oh, my God, that's so exciting. And then dude I was talking about earlier who was like telling me how to work out and stuff, leans over and says, you know your ex is dating her now, right? I look at him and I go, yeah. He turns back around and says, well, I'm happy for them. Yeah, so am I, dude. I don't understand why people think I give a fuck. I don't care. I really do not care. I am tired of hearing about him. I'm tired of it. I don't care. I have moved on. I do not want anything to do with his life. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less who his friends are, who he's dating, what his classes are, what his teacher said about him. I couldn't care less. I genuinely do not give a singular fuck about that man.
I don't give a pink fuck. I don't give a blue fuck. A gray fuck. A green fuck. Me fuck, you fuck, no fuck.
So I don't know why people are coming up to me and acting like, oh, you know he has a new girlfriend, right? And I'm like, yeah, the fuck? You're the 15th person to tell me today. Genuinely, I have moved on, so I am tired of hearing about his ass because I don't care. Just let me move on with my life. Like, why are you mentioning this thing and telling, like reopening an already healed wound? And it's like, even if I wasn't over him, why would you bring that up? That's just hurting me even more. Not that I'm not healed, but like, if I wasn't, oh, dude. And I know you're over here sitting here like, oh, well, you must care a lot if you're this angry about it. And I'm like, you know what? Welcome to the not targeted,
I was gonna foot him,
Welcome to the not targeted section of this video. First thing we're going to talk about is the curl police. I was on TikTok the other day and I was scrolling along because there was this girl saying, oh, here is a curly hair routine to make your hair look a lot healthier if you have curly hair. And I commented, I said, hey, do you know anyone who posts wavy hair? Because I do have wavy hair, contrary to popular belief. It's just very damaged. And this girl replies to my comment and says, girl, I looked at your profile. You have pin straight hair. Let me get a close up. Are we just gonna pretend like that doesn't exist? Yes. You know what? You know why it looked like this? Because I've ruined my hair with heat and hair dye. Oh, it doesn't. We need to move on to the next topic because I didn't have much to say about that, but I do have much to say about this. This is probably so niche. And you know what? It's really not, but there's only a certain section of people that are going to understand what I'm about to say. And if you don't, I am going to be really embarrassed. Slytherin boys react. I can't believe I'm talking about this because this is so embarrassing. Oh my god. If you don't know what Slytherin Boys React is, it is these fan-made boys in the Harry Potter fandom. They are made up of male fan casts. And people write, like, Slytherin Boys React to you having an anxiety attack. And they have, like, these, like, borderline fan fictions written out on each slide on TikTok. And I actually talked to a few. They're like, hey, so like what inclines you to do this? And they're like, oh, well, you know, I just think I think that they're cute. And I'm like, okay. So like half of the people in here don't exist. And they're over here like, well, you know, I haven't watched Harry Potter. And how are you going to be a part of this different sub-fandom without having watched the original fandom? And they'll write like really like stuff about them and like all this weird shit saying, oh. And that aside, let's get into another subcategory from this. Tom Riddle. They are including Tom Riddle in this narrative that they have created in their minds. If you have never watched the Harry Potter series, Tom Riddle is the masked murderer, also known as Voldemort. Girl, he would not be carrying you to bed and giving you flowers on a daily basis. He would probably be abusing your ass and like throwing you across the room. Like the people who don't know what I'm talking about probably think I'm so weird right now. But if you do know who I'm talking about, you understand my anger. Now, what I've noticed about most of these Slytherin Boys React girls They're also booktok girlies, which leads us into our next category, booktok. Where do I begin about booktok? If you don't know what hashtag booktok is, it is a hashtag that Books A Million made, where like it's books that trend on TikTok, and they have like a whole like table laid out that's hashtag booktok, and so like TikTok viral books. A lot of this stuff is Colleen Hoover my #1 op. I hate Colleen Hoover. It makes me want to cry. And these girls are like the fucking haunting Adelaide, Lemonade, whatever the fuck her name is. Literally, they're over here calling it dark romance. Hey babe, that's rape. That's not dark romance. Cause like, and then they'll make videos like, booktok girlies, I need your help. What's the spice level on this book? And the book is fucking Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. I feel like I've ranted long enough. We're pushing, I don't even know how many minutes we're pushing at this point, but I have ranted long enough. I've gotten it all out. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you at some point.